Hi, welcome back. Today's quote is very short and sweet. Sometimes your potential is just waiting for you to be consistent. Now, this is from the Mind Friend, and I really, really like this quote because so many people are falling short of their potential. If you want to be a healthier, happier, more confident person, you should know that you are more than capable of doing that. Every single person on this planet, without a doubt in my mind, is capable of becoming more healthy, happy, more confident. All you need to do to reach that potential is to be consistent. It's to take care of yourself consistently. I feel like so many people give up before they get to a goal because they're just like, it's just not for me. I'm just stuck. Like, I remember years ago, I told myself that I was just basically, it was genetics. Genetics were holding me back. I'm just born this way. I'm addicted to chocolate. I'll never be lean. I'll never be toned. I'll never be as strong as her. I'll never, I just told myself these stories and I held myself back from my true potential. And those stories stopped me from being consistent. They caused me to give up. I'm always going to feel like this, so I may as well not bother. And I know for a fact people listening to this will have also told themselves, like, oh, I'm never going to look like that, so what's the point? Or I'm never going to feel confident, so what's the point in trying? You are holding yourself back. I'm telling you right now, if you want to feel healthier, happier, more confident in your skin, you are capable of doing that. But the only thing that's standing in the way is your consistency or lack of consistency. So think about it. Are you actually fulfilling your full potential? If you've got this goal ahead and it feels like you're just not getting closer to it, check yourself. Are you being consistent with the things that you know you need to do? Or are you on it for a week, off it for two, or on it for 2-3 weeks and then disappear for a month? Lack of consistency. Consistency is not built in 1 week. It's not built in 1 month. I would say someone starts to really settle into consistency after about 3 months. And like, remember, consistency isn't doing everything all of the time. It's being regular. Okay, so if I aim for 3 sessions a week and across 12 weeks, there's two or three of those weeks where I only do two, I would consider myself consistent. So don't focus on, like, it's like going back to last week, it was, don't think about more, more, more. Think about what you are actually doing. Are you actually doing what it takes to fulfill your true potential? Are you actually doing what you need to do to reach your goals? And are you doing it consistently? Not just for a week or two, not just like on for a month, off for a month. That is not consistency. Consistency is me coming and finding you in 6 months' time and you're still putting in the work. Okay, you're still doing what you need to do to take care of your health and well-being. I do actually have another quote for you, but I'll fly through this. It's from the same post and I just felt like it was just really nice and I wanted to read it out. So it is from the Mind Friend again, and it's: every decision you make is a reflection of how much you love yourself. I really, really love that. I feel like I want it like tattooed on my hand or something, because sometimes we make choices that aren't actually in line with taking care of ourselves, and they can be small. It can be like, for me, not putting the washing away, like doing the washing and leaving it on the floor. Like, that's not me taking care of myself. That's not me taking care of the future me. That's me making tomorrow me's life harder. And like, try and think about all of the little things that you do day to day and try and show up with your feet, try and show up for yourself with love, with respect, and think about the tomorrow's version of you. Does the tomorrow version of you want to wake up with so much to do because you procrastinated all day today? Does tomorrow version of you want to, wake up and have nothing to eat for lunch because you didn't go to the shop today? Like, stop putting things off, because that is a form of neglecting yourself and not taking care of yourself. I just really, really like the idea of every decision you make is a reflection of how much you love yourself. Like, everything you eat, every workout you do or don't do, the tidying that you do at home, the tasks you do at work, the decisions you make, the boundaries you keep with people, it's all a decision. It's all a reflection of how much you love yourself. So think about this week, like, how are you showing up for yourself? Are you sacrificing yourself for everyone around you? Are you cancelling your workouts because of work? Are you cancelling your workouts because of people letting you down in your family? Like, you need to really think about, how are you putting yourself first? How are you showing up for you? Loved both of them quotes. So we are here for our weekly community Q&A and check-in. Welcome to our new members to the community. So we got a couple of new members to the online community this week. So we've got Faye, we've got Beth, and we've also got Ashley, who is returning. So welcome back. They've joined the Confidence Club, which is my online group coaching membership. If you want to join, I'll leave the link in the show notes. Basically everything that you could ever need to live a healthier, happier life: workouts, habits, education, community, nutrition targets. Like, it's all there. All you need to do is follow through with it. We don't do quick fixes. We don't do fad diets. I absolutely hate anything that is going to suck the fun out of your life. That is my worst nightmare. I want to help you live a nice, full, fun, happy life while also feeling really fucking good in your skin, let's be honest. We've also got lots of new gym members, so welcome to them as well. So we're going to start by sharing wins. I have got some big wins from one of our community members. Now, this is Philippa. Philippa has been in the community for quite a while now. She does one-to-one coaching with me, but I really want to share her wins with you this week. So Philippa ran her first 10K. It's the furthest she's ever ran. She says it was very hilly. She pushed through and she managed to finish within her goal time. So she's feeling really happy and really proud of herself. I'm very, very proud of you. I know that last week was challenging in many ways, but you dug deep, you pushed through, and you got it done. So massive well done. She also said, and this is huge, she tried on old clothes this week and she tried a dress on which she's had for a while. It fitted and she was really, really pleased. And then she looked at the size tag and it was a 10. She felt shocked because in her head, she still feels like she's a 12 to 14. So when a size 10 fitted her, she was over the moon. Amazing. Now let's remember that your value, your worth, you as a person is not dictated by your dress size. But when you've been working hard at eating well, staying active, really, really doing the work on your habits and your mindset and your relationship with food, like Philippa has, it feels fucking good when you fit into clothes that you didn't realise that you were going to. So huge win, absolutely buzzing. Saved yourself some money fitting into old clothes instead of having to buy new ones. Love that. And then third and final win from Philippa, because this is growth for me. I still have 7 Easter eggs left. Who else can say that? Who else? Who ate every Easter egg before Easter weekend was over because you didn't want it in the house and you wanted to get rid of it? Who binned all Easter eggs? Who melted it all down, put it into Rice Krispie cakes and thought that was a better way to eat it? This is not how we do things here, okay? I want you to make the chocolate last. That helps us build that muscle of self-restraint, of discipline, of showing us that a small amount each day is actually really, really good for us. It's good for consistency. It's good for joy. It gets rid of this like all or nothing mentality around chocolate. I love it when we get to Christmas and Easter, and I love it when people have loads of chocolate left over, because I'm like, how long can we make that last? Philippa still has 7 Easter eggs left. I'm pretty sure we're like 3 weeks after Easter now. My old self would eat them all within a week just to get rid of them, so I didn't have the temptation. But they have been on my dining table for the last couple of weeks. I see them every day and I don't feel the need to eat them. This is growth. Philippa used to feel out of control around chocolate. I used to be an absolute chocoholic. If Fran brought home a share bag, it was getting nailed. And now I can somehow leave a share bag or a share bar in the cupboard and just take what I need. And all that does, and this is exactly what Philippa's built as well, you've built that muscle of restraint. You've built that muscle of discipline. And also you've got self-trust. You trust yourself. You trust yourself to leave all that chocolate within eyesight, knowing that you're not out of control. You don't need to lose the plot. You can literally just be like, I'll have a bit of you later, and they'll have a bit more of you tomorrow and a bit more of you the next day. Them 7 Easter eggs are going to bring her a little bit of joy for weeks. She doesn't need to eat it all in one go and make herself feel sick. We usually feel worse when we do that. This idea of getting rid of everything so I'm not tempted, it's actually quite backwards. It's madness, because you are eating and like overdoing it to the point where you don't enjoy it. Then you feel sick, and then you wake up the next day like, why the fuck did I do that? I don't even feel good. I never even enjoyed it. It took the joy away from all that chocolate that people gave me, because it just made myself feel ill because I had to eat them all. Now, her Easter joy is going to be spread. Like, she's still got 7 eggs left, by the way. Go you for getting 7 eggs. She's still got those eggs left. And that joy, she gets to spread. She doesn't need to go and buy more chocolate. She can have a little bit each day or every other day or whenever she wants to. She knows she's not out of control. I absolutely love this. I want this for everyone, and everyone is capable of it. Like, please do not, like, in your head, you might be thinking, oh yeah, it's okay for her to say that, but I'm a chocoholic. You're not. It's not a real thing. You're not addicted to chocolate. You're not out of control around chocolate. All you need to do is do what I did, do what Philippa did, and build that self-control and build that self-trust. It can happen. I'm proof, Philippa's proof. Many, many girls within the community are proof that you can build that muscle. We're doing it every single day and shocking ourselves, let's be honest. So I know you can shock yourself too. Okay, so let's go through some of the things that we're finding difficult. Okay, I always keep the struggles and the questions anonymous, just so you know for future. If you do join the community, I don't like air your dirty laundry in front of the whole world. We keep struggles and questions completely anonymous. So I feel like I'm going to be doing this forever, tracking calories. I've been doing it for 4 years now. Every time I lose weight, I gain it back. How do I know when I'm happy where I am? Okay, so this is kind of two questions. Let's first think about the second question. How do I know when I'm happy with where I am? So if you are on a journey to lose weight and you want to, drop a couple of dress sizes, which, if you want to do, you do. And like, how do you know if you're happy where you are? Only you know that. You might have in mind of a pair of jeans that you felt comfortable in and you want to get back into, or you might just have like a dress size, or you might just go by how you feel. There's so many of my clients who I will coach and we'll be dieting and they'll go, do you know what, Hayley, I actually feel really good in my skin now and I'm feeling happy with things, so I'm ready to come out of a diet. I'm like, hallelujah, let's fuel. And so only you will know. And it's not like a specific weight. It's never a goal weight. It's more about how you feel day to day and like how you fill clothes, or, how you feel in your body. So I can't tell you when you're done with a diet. Only you will know. But I would say that you are losing more weight doesn't always make you more confident. That's just something that I need to put out there. So many women think that shrinking themselves into oblivion, like shrinking themselves down to skin and bone, is going to make them happy. Been there, done that. It didn't make me happy. I felt the least confident in my skin when I was at my absolute smallest. So happiness, joy, confidence, those things don't come from a body size and they don't come from a dress size. In my experience, confidence comes from taking care of yourself. When you know you are showing up for your body in a way that is taking care of it, you feel more confident. And like, if you know you're acting in a way that isn't good for your body, we beat ourselves up. We don't feel confident. We don't feel good. So a lot of confidence comes from the actual actions you are taking, not necessarily how your body looks. I am a lot heavier and I'm a bigger dress size than I was. I used to be a size 6 in clothes and I had no confidence. I'm a size 10 in clothes now. I'm a couple of stone heavier and I'm much more confident. And that's just from not about how I look, it's about how I'm showing up. I'm showing up with energy. I can work hard in the gym. I feel happy. I'm free around food. And so there is a lot to it in terms of like whether or not when you get to that happy stage, and it isn't always from shrinking yourself. I think try and think about when you feel healthy. I think if we take the goal, it's okay if you want to lose weight, but if we focus on health as the guiding star, usually that stops us from going into that super restrictive, constantly losing mindset. Is like, is what I'm doing healthy? Are the behaviors that you are doing, do they line up with you being a healthy woman? Like, honestly, ask yourself that. I know some of my behaviors aren't really healthy, but my lifestyle is. And like, if I very rarely like let myself down when it comes to health. Like, my body is a temple. And when I say that, I do drink. I obviously eat chocolate. Last night, full transparency, I ate a chippy. Nothing wrong with that. And like, there are things, there's behaviours, one-offs, where I'm not fully taking care of myself, but that is also part of me living a healthy life, because I know for health, I need joy, and you need joy as well. But I very rarely go into self-sabotage. I know you sometimes do. And so if you want to feel confident, focus on health. Are you showing up for your body like you love her? Takes you back to this quote. Let me just read it out again. Or maybe not, because I'm being absolutely ancient with me finger speed. Every decision you make is a reflection of how much you love yourself. Like, think about that. So I can't tell you when to stop dieting. I can't tell you when you're going to be happy. But what I can tell you, that is a smaller body is not always a happier body. And that usually it's from our day-to-day behaviours. That's usually what helps us feel happier and more confident. It's whether we are showing up in a way that we know is truly taking care of ourselves. If we are drinking to excess every single weekend, you're not going to feel happy and you're not going to feel confident, because you know that feels self-sabotagey. If you're doing that every now and again, it's part of joy. Next sort of thing that you were talking about is, I feel like I'm going to be doing this forever, this tracking calories. I've been doing it for 4 years. Every time I lose weight, I gain it back. If you lose weight when you're tracking calories, you are losing weight because of the control that tracking calories does, okay? If you regain weight when you stop tracking calories, it's because you pick up old habits again. Okay, now there's a huge part of the journey that most women miss, and you've been doing the first block of the journey on repeat for the last 4 years. Okay, you've been tracking calories, losing weight, thinking you were finished, and then slowly you revert back to old ways and you regain weight. Okay, it doesn't happen overnight, it doesn't happen one day, it's usually gradual, and that's why we often don't notice it, and we're like, fuck's sake, I've regained that stone again. How annoying. So this is what we want to do, and this is the journey that everybody needs to take if you want to lose weight and you want to keep it off for good, okay? You lose weight by controlling what you eat, whether that's through tracking calories, taking photos, following a meal plan if you really want to. I don't recommend that though. But you lose weight, okay? Once you've lost weight, you then need to, that's you're not done. You're far from done. You've completed about this part of a process that's your whole life long, okay? So once you've lost weight, that's the first part complete. You've got this huge journey ahead of you at maintaining that weight. So what you need to do is, when you're at a place where you're like, right, I feel good, I feel happy, I feel confident in the clothes that I'm wearing, and I'm feeling quite good, okay? Now you need to learn how to maintain that. So you need to understand your maintenance calories. You need to go to maintenance calories, and whether you're working with a coach or doing it on your own or part of this community, you sit at maintenance calories and you start to learn what that looks like. What do your meals now look like at maintenance calories? Maybe you're allowed slightly, like maybe you can have slightly bigger portions. Maybe there's a bit of space for an extra snack. Maybe, your pasta portion goes from 50 grams dry to 75 grams dry. Maybe there's little bits of more freedom that you can have, but you need to understand what maintenance looks like, okay? And then those maintenance habits, that way of eating that helps you maintain that really good space that you're in, then we pull away from the control. So you stop tracking, or you stop taking photos of food, or maybe you decide to get less support from a coach or whatever it is. But most people don't do that. Most people do not learn what it takes to be at maintenance. They go from a diet and then just be like, right, I'm done. And then slowly the old habits creep back in. You can't do that. That is you constantly stuck in that yo-yo diet. It's why you've been doing it for 4 years. What you need to do is get yourself to your goal, and then you need 6 months of like, I'm at maintenance. I need to remember of these are the meals that I have. This is the routine that I have. This is the structure. This is how I order when I'm eating out. Like, there's still work to be done. You need to learn what it looks like to be at maintenance, because you can't go back to your old way of doing things. The old way of doing things left you unhappy, unhealthy, not feeling good in your skin. We can't ever go back there. You don't complete health and fitness. It's a lifelong journey. And so the habits that I had back in the day, I can never have that again. I can never do that again. I can't go back to those portion sizes. I can't go back to those drinking habits. I can't go back to those snacking habits. I can never be that person again. Because if I do, then I go backwards and I become that person that I didn't like and I didn't respect and I didn't care for. So this is what we need to realize. When you reach your goal, you are not done. You still have all the rest of your life to maintain where you're at. And that means still showing up for your health. That means still making sacrifices when it comes to alcohol or snacks or food. Yes, maintenance there's a little bit more freedom. You know, you can have slightly bigger portions, maybe add in another snack, but it's still well controlled. It's still well managed. And it will always be that way. Like, I'm 10 years into my health and fitness journey, more than that. And I'm still making sacrifices when I go for meals out. I'm still making sacrifices when I'm drinking more than once in a week. I'm still not eating share bars of chocolate. I can never go back that way. I can never go back to doing those things unless I want to become that person who wasn't healthy and wasn't happy and didn't feel good in her skin. And so I think that's probably where you're at, is that you do the diet, and then, you know, you're okay for a bit, but then the old habits creep in. You know, you start ordering whatever it is that you want from the takeaway. You start drinking, you know, the way that you used to. You start snacking more like you used to. Old habits will be desperate to creep back in. They want to take control again, and you have to not let them. You're like, no, this is what I do now. I can't go back to having more than 200 calories a day on chocolate. That's just not something that I can do. I can't go back to eating out 3 times a week and having 3 courses and alcohol every single time. I can't go back to having 2 glasses of wine every night after work. Like, these are things that didn't serve you then. They left you feeling unhappy, unhealthy, and not great. And they're never going to serve you again in future, so they can't come back. A little one-off, fine. But they can't be there all the time. These habits cannot claw themselves back. And if you are finding yourself stuck in that yo-yo diet and cycle, you lose it, regain it, lose it, regain it, it's because you haven't truly took control of your habits, your behaviours and your decision making. But now is the time, because you can. You are fully well capable of feeling good, looking good year round. You're fully well capable of someone booking a holiday for you next week and you feeling great for it and not having to buy a whole new wardrobe because all of last summer's clothes still fit, because you've maintained your healthy habits. More that could be everybody's reality who's listening to this. Everybody's. All it takes is for you to truly harness your health, your habits and behaviours, and to actually make change that lasts. It's basically to be consistent and stay consistent and not slip back into old ways, because those old ways never served you then and they will never serve you again. Hope that helps. Next, I've completely messed up the last few weeks. I let Easter holidays and going away ruin my progress, and now I'm struggling to get back into the good habits I'd started. You did not ruin anything. You did not. Okay, going on holiday, enjoying Easter, it doesn't ruin anything. This is a mindset problem. The fact that you think you ruined it is what's making it so hard to get back on track. You're like, oh, I'm a failure. Oh, I fucked it up. Oh, I've ruined it. I really got into the swing of things and I've ruined it. That's holding you back. That negativity, that mindset is keeping you stuck. That mindset is making it feel harder than it needs to be for you to just get going again. You didn't ruin anything. You didn't make it impossible for you to go to the gym. It's not hard to just get back to doing what you know will work. You just do it. Okay? You go on holiday and you enjoy your holidays. Please do not go on holiday and suck the fun out of it. No one here asked you to do that. You go on holiday and you enjoy that holiday. And as soon as you're back on British soil, you go back to your habits. Remember, these are your habits that you're going to have for life. Literally what I've just been saying. So we need to be able to enjoy life too. And this getting back on track thing, it's a made up struggle. It's a make believe thing. You don't need I can't come and kick you back on track. Nothing I say will make you get back on track. All you need to do is book them workouts in, get them done, do your food shop, eat them nutritious meals, and magically you are back on track. Nothing needs to happen. Nothing like big, nothing exciting. It's just, oh, I need to go back to eating them meals. Oh, I need to make sure that I do that workout that I say I'm going to do. Your mindset is everybody's biggest barrier, okay? Like, nutrition is easy. Like, it's as simple as it is. Exercise, you either do nutrition or you don't. You eat your protein, you eat your fruit and veg, you manage your snacks. It's not complicated. It's actually really fucking simple. Workouts, really fucking simple. You just go to the gym and you do them, okay? But we know it's not really that simple, and it's not that simple because it's the mindset that holds you all back. It's this, oh, I'm completely stuck because I completely messed it up. And I'm not mocking yet, by the way. That sounded like I was, but I'm not. I've done this thousands of times before. Oh, fucked it up. Oh, why is it so hard? Oh, God, going to the gym just feels like such a big effort. And I stay telling myself these things. Oh, it's so hard. Oh, fucked it up. Why did I do that? I'm in this like negative way of thinking. And that negative way of thinking is the exact thing that's keeping me stuck. And all you need to do, and all I needed to do back then, was give your head a wobble and be like, first of all, it's not that big of a deal. Sometimes life gets in the way. And second of all, just do the thing that you need to do. Do the food shop, eat the meals, and go to the gym or your home workouts. Like, you are not struggling to get back into the good habits you started. You're just not doing them. You're not struggling to get back into it. You're just not doing them. So all you need to do is do them. And let's be honest, these healthy habits and make you feel great. When you hit your steps, when you do your 3 workouts, when you fuel your body like your body is a temple, you are buzzing. You wake up proud of yourself. You wake up feeling good within the space of a week. How proud of ourselves do we feel from just a week of effort, from just a day of effort? Even yesterday I was going to Fran. I am just so happy that I've tidied the house, and I felt so proud of myself. We take care of ourselves in the smallest of ways and we feel buzzing. Remember that feeling. That feeling is all it takes for you to do the thing that you're avoiding. Just eat the meals are going to make you feel good. If you want to wake up tomorrow and you want to feel proud of yourself, what can you do right now? And then don't think, oh yeah, I'll do that later. Oh yeah, And don't just like give yourself the dopamine by thinking about it. Actually do the thing. Do the thing. If you know tomorrow you're going to wake up feeling proud if you go and do the food shop, go and do the food shop now. If you know you're going to feel proud later on today when you drag your ass through a workout that you didn't want to do, then do the workout, like do the thing, okay? How can you make the future you proud of you? How can you make the future you feel good? It's to do the hard thing today. So get out of this. You haven't messed anything up. You're human. You're not a robot. Easter is a holiday. You went on holiday. You're allowed to enjoy your holidays. You never ruined anything. Your mindset has ruined this. Your thinking that you failed meant that you popped your tires and self-sabotaged. You didn't fail. You're just not a robot. So just do the thing that you need to do. It's not hard to get back to it. You're not struggling to get back to it. You're just avoiding the things that you know you need to do. So just stop avoiding them and do them. And you will wake up with a big fat smile on your face tomorrow because you'll have a little bit of DOMS from your workout and you'll feel well fueled from the day before. Do things today that will make the tomorrow version of you proud. And that is the only way to get back on track. Okay, I'm struggling adjusting to my new routine as a single mum. It's been challenging with sorting work, childcare, but I have managed to keep my nutrition good and my workouts in check, which have massively helped. I don't have much advice for you on this. The reason that I read this out is just to say I'm really fucking proud of you. I had a feeling a few weeks ago when you checked in that this was what it was. Adjusting to my new routine as a single mum. So you found yourself becoming a single mum, and instead of seeing that, no, regardless of how you feel about that situation, a breakup is hard. To see a family, change is a huge adjustment. Okay. And I just want you to know that you're amazing and that I'm really, really proud of you, because these circumstances, these things that happen, these huge life-changing things that, mess with women's routines, this is where I see women go missing. This is where I see women cancel the membership because it all gets too much, or they, just disappear and they just go off the list for a bit, on the missing list for a bit, because they're really struggling to adjust. And I just want you to know how fucking proud I am of you, that you are still in this difficult situation, in this huge change for you and your family. You are still showing up, fueling your body well, and getting your workouts in. You are setting the best example to not just your kids, but to other women in the community, that you don't need to sacrifice yourself and neglect yourself when things get hard. Life is shit. Things change, shit happens, but you don't need to let your health go down the pan with that shit. You can continue to show up for yourself, even when it feels messy, even when it feels hard. And yeah, just a huge fucking well done, really. Next, I'm trying to get back on track with my nutrition. You're not trying to get back on track with your nutrition. You just do it. Okay? She said, I'm doing better with my meals, but I'm meeting my protein, but I'm snacking too much on crap. Okay? So your thing, so that you wake up proud tomorrow, and you wake up proud on Wednesday, and you wake up proud on Saturday, and you wake up proud next Wednesday and next month, is to rein the behaviour in that you're not feeling proud of. You're frustrated with snacking. You're doing your own head in, okay? I bet you every time you go for a snack, you're like, why am I snacking? This is not in alignment with what I want to do. The only way that you can get rid of that frustration is to be like, oh, I really feel like a snack, and talk to yourself. Take a big deep breath in. Right, I feel like I need a snack, but I also know that having a snack right now is not going to help me reach my goals of feeling healthy and happy and confident in my skin. So what's the most sensible thing I can do right now? Not have the snack, okay? What can I do instead? I'm going to go for a walk. I'm going to read my book. I'm going to watch telly. I'm going to play with my kids, whatever it is. I'm going to do the dishes. Distract yourself from the snacking. I think snacking is a lot of the time, it's just people not thinking about what they're doing. They have a feeling or emotion, or they get bored, or they feel an element of discomfort, and then they're reaching for food. It's not always genuine hunger. If it was genuine hunger, you'd feel it in your stomach. And if you're feeling hungry, eat something nutritious and ask yourself why you're feeling hungry right now. Was your last meal not enough to fill you? Or is it time for your next meal? You don't need to have the snack a lot of the time. You're just ready for your next meal. So ask yourself, am I genuinely hungry? And if you're not genuinely hungry, what is it? Are you stressed? Are you tired? Are you emotional? Are you avoiding a task? Are you feeling bored because you've got nothing to do, or you again trying to avoid something in work, or you need a break from work? Figure out what it is you're actually feeling and then do something productive. Okay, so a lot of snacking can be completely removed by just slowing down. When you're about to go to the cupboard, take a big deep breath, ask yourself, what am I actually feeling right now? What is the purpose of me going to get this snack? Am I hungry? If you are hungry, have a meal. If you're not hungry, what is it? Are you bored? Are you stressed? Are you tired? Are you emotional? Are you trying to avoid a task? Okay? Whatever the solution is, it's usually not to snack on shit. So you don't need to try and get back on track. You just need to slow down with your decision making. Your meals sound like they're going well. We just need to rein in the snacking a little bit. I would honestly just have it in your head. One snack a day is more than enough. And if you feel like you need more food, get that food in your meals. We should not be snacking our way through the day. Snacks are a make-believe thing. Do we know this? It's like a constructed thing, and I can't remember where it came from, but it was some like in like the food industry who was like wanting to sell a certain item, and snacking became a thing. We haven't always snacked like through our entire existence. We ate meals and then we cracked on with our day. Our digestive systems don't like it when we snack too much. They like food. They like to allow that food to be digested, and then we have more food. So snacking is not beneficial for your digestion. It's not beneficial for your energy levels. It's not beneficial for your health. It's just not like something that we should be doing all day, every day. We should be having big, nutritious meals throughout the day. And if you really need a snack for whatever reason, one is enough. Okay. Okay, this one. So my thighs are feeling, this is a question. My thighs are feeling bigger. Is it likely fat or muscle? I am not happy with the size of them. If it's fat, I know walking might help. But am I being stupid thinking it could possibly be muscle? Okay, so if you're getting bigger, it's because you are eating above your calorie maintenance, okay? So whether you are lifting weights or not, we only get bigger if we are eating too much, okay? So this is probably not muscle, because muscle takes a long time to build, and usually when we build muscle we actually feel smaller, not bigger. Mad, I know. And that's because muscle is much denser. It has a smaller surface area, okay? Like a pound of fat is quite large surface area, a pound of muscle is quite dense surface area. So I'm gonna bet that this isn't muscle, because you wouldn't notice muscle making you bigger. If you are feeling bigger, we've gained body fat, and body fat has come from an excessive eating. I would be really mindful of being overly critical with certain body parts. I would think about where you're up to in your cycle, how you feel in your mood, how you feel with your sleep and stress. How do you feel? Because a lot of the time when we don't feel good mentally or, emotionally, that comes out as poor body image. So I really would think about that. And then I would also think about, if you have gained weight, if you are feeling bigger, then what can you do? If that's something that you don't like, what can you do to fix that? So manage your food better, take yourself into a calorie deficit, maybe get some more steps in. But muscle will not make you bigger. Like, it's really, really difficult for people to really understand that until they really have a good go at building muscle. But building muscle takes a long, long time. To build a pound of muscle takes a lot of hard work, a lot of heavy weights. And so if your body is getting bigger, it's probably because you've gained fat, not muscle. Are you supposed to work out when you have DOMS? It won't do you any harm to lift weights, to exercise when you've got DOMS. In fact, it often helps. So if someone's feeling sore from the gym and they message to say, oh, I'm not going to come in because I'm sore, I'll be like, just go anyway. And I bet you after the warm-up, you'll feel better. No one's saying that when you've got DOMS, that you're going to lift the heaviest weights you've ever lifted. You might not. You might have to take it a little bit easier because you're feeling fatigued. But doing more exercise usually helps the blood flow, and you usually feel better as soon as you've warmed up. You're like, oh, I feel looser. I'm glad I did that. So yeah, training with DOMS is not going to kill you. It's not going to do you any damage. It's fine to do. I'm due to move house, and consequently, food planning is a little bit all over the place. Okay, first of all, why is food planning all over the place when you are due to move out? Because if I was due to move house next week, I would just be thinking on the days that I can cook, the days that I can't cook. Do I need ready meals? Do I need stuff in for sandwiches? Do I need to get tuna because I'm not going to have access to an oven for a bit? Like, these things often these barriers are often not physical, real barriers. Okay, so moving house doesn't directly impact what you eat. You still have the choice every single day to decide what to eat. I've said this loads of times before. I could eat out at a restaurant every single day for every single meal for the next month, and I could still manage my weight and manage my nutrition intake. And that's all down to the choices that I have at each of those restaurants. I could not cook for the next month and I could still manage what I eat, and I could still maintain my weight. I could even try and lose weight. Maybe I should experiment it one day. I could not cook for the next month. I could not know where my next meal is coming from the next month, and I can still make sensible decisions. I can go and get a meal deal or a grab and go meal every single day. And that's just because I know that every single opportunity I have to fuel myself is my responsibility. Take radical responsibility for what you eat. Don't leave it up to anybody else or anything else. Moving house is not a physical barrier. Yes, it feels chaotic. Yes, it might mean that you have a tuna wrap for your tea when you don't want to. Yes, it might mean that you don't have an oven or a microwave, but you can still make healthy choices without an oven, without a microwave, and in a chaotic situation. Many of my clients are really, really good examples of that. And so I'm due to move house. It's not a physical barrier, it's a mental barrier. So if you have no access to an oven, get things that you don't need an oven to eat. So microwave meals. If you have no access to a microwave, looks like you're eating cold dinners. And that might mean you need to get loads of stuff in for sandwiches and wraps and salads. Still capable of doing that. It might mean that you don't have a fridge. Okay, have a takeout every day, but you can be really, really sensible with what you get. You can get a Nando's, you can get a Greek, you can get a Turkish, you can get a takeout from an Indian or a Chinese or anywhere, and you can still make really good, sensible choices no matter where you get that food from. You can go to a supermarket each day, pick up things, and you can make great choices each day. So this is not a physical barrier. This is a mental barrier, and you're still in complete control of what you get to eat. And so she said, it's more eat what I've got in than the ideal meal plan, big food shop. Why? Why is it just eat what you've got in? Why not eat according to the week that you've got ahead? So when you're doing your food shop, you need to think, if I know in my head, right, I'm working on Wednesday night, I need to make sure that I've got a dinner in that Frank can cook. I am not going to be, I'm not going to be there. I'm out with my sister on Friday. I need to make sure that I've got something to have a quick sandwich before I go out. Like, think about your week and then get your shopping based off that week. Okay, any tips for being super tired and avoiding sugar? So here's the biggest tip. Sugar does not help with tiredness. Okay, so sugar actually makes us more tired because we have this increase in sugar and this huge crash. It makes us more tired. It affects our energy. It affects our mood. We don't feel good off it. So sugar does not equal energy. It doesn't equal happiness. Like, it actually makes us feel worse. So you don't need a tip for avoiding it. You just need to know that it isn't going to help. That is your tip. It's not going to help. Okay, you don't need sugar, you don't need to snack. Snacking doesn't help with stress. The things that help with stress are things like breathing, walking, time outside, reading, lying with your eyes closed. Like, if you're stressed, just sit down, close your eyes, and take 20 big, long, deep breaths. I know for a fact that you will feel infinitely less stressed compared to if you chose that time to eat chocolate instead. Like, you all have the tools at your fingertips. You just don't know that they're there. When you're stressed, eating sugar doesn't help. Being calm does. Like, 20 breaths, sitting with your eyes closed for 20 breaths. I bet you feel uncomfortable doing that because it's like, oh my God. And then you'll feel calm once you get to the end of that. It's wild. It doesn't even take 20 breaths. It takes 5. So tips for managing sugar, it would be, don't buy it in. It would be knowing that it's not going to help. Like, I feel like I want sugar. Okay, I'm feeling stressed. Sugar's not going to help. I'm going to do something different to change my state. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to take a moment outside. I'm going to have a break from doing whatever horrible task I'm doing right now and give myself a minute. Those are the things that are going to help with stress. Okay. So next, is it okay to do 2 workouts on the same day? Honestly, I would not recommend doing this. We need to do a workout, give our body a chance to recover, and then do another workout. She said that the days in the office are getting in the way of doing her workouts. what we need to do is think about our week and we need to have a reshuffle. Maybe you need to get up at 5:30 and do your workout before your office days, or maybe you need to be okay with doing them in the evening. Your preferred training time isn't necessarily going to be when you get to train, okay? Like my preferred training time is 8 a.m. in the morning. If I have a meeting at 8 a.m. in the morning, it's not going to happen, is it? I'm going to have to change it. If when I have kids eventually, I know 8 a.m. in the morning is not going to happen because I'm going to be sorting them out. So I might have to be one of them people who gets up at 5 to train, or I might have to be one of them people who has to train at the end of the day. I'm okay with putting myself in uncomfortable situations to feel good. And so just because work is getting in the way of your ideal time of that routine that you've built, it doesn't mean that you can't change your routine. Okay, so do your workouts in the time that you have, not at your preferred time. So if you know you're in the office 5 days a week, looks like you're going to have to get comfortable having some earlier starts or doing your workout when you get home from work. That is the reality of it. I don't think that, no, I wouldn't do both workouts in one day. I would spread them out and just make them happen even when you don't want them to. Any advice or suggestions on feeling happy and content with yourself? I really love this question. So I spent a long time. So let's get deep. When I really started struggling with the fertility journey, I just can't tell. I'd never had a drop in confidence and self-esteem like that for years. So I had a breakup when I was like 21 where I had a big dip in confidence. That's where I found health and fitness. That's where I've realised that showing up for myself helps me, feel good about myself and all of that. And then when I got to the whole fertility side of things, I had this huge dip in confidence and self-esteem. I felt like I walked around like a shell of myself, and it had nothing to do with how I looked. It just had everything to do with me feeling like a failure and me like just feeling out of control in a situation. I went down like a spiral of really self-sabotaging behaviours because I was like, well, it's not happening for me anyway, so I may as well eat shit, I may as well be a hermit, and obviously we know that didn't help. And so I realised a long time ago that feeling happy and content with myself has nothing to do with how I look physically. Okay, like I can change everything about myself. Like you can see it in women everywhere who get surgery, who, get the teeth done, get the facelift, get tummy tucks, go, diet themselves down, get on the skinny pen, and they still feel like shit. They still have no confidence. They are still not happy and still not content in themselves, because happiness and feeling content do not come from changing your physical, how you look. It's all about how you show up for yourself, and also how you talk to yourself and how you think. The only thing that really helped me with, I really hated myself. I hated my body was failing me. I just was really self-critical and just had a dip, like a huge dip. And the thing that made me feel happy and the thing that made me feel content is, one, showing up for my body like I actually loved her. So regardless of how I look, regardless of things happening or not happening that I want, I had to show up for my body like I respected it, okay? And like I loved it. Even though I never felt a lot of self-love then, I actually hated my body because it was failing me. I actually had to start taking care of it like I loved it. And that meant eating foods that I need to eat even when I don't want to. It meant going to the gym and training even when I didn't want to, going for the walks, going to bed, sleeping, not drinking alcohol even when I wanted to, showing up for myself and showing up for myself with respect. Okay, so that is the first thing. Happiness and contentment comes from yourself when you show up in a way that makes you feel proud. So if you know you're fueling yourself in a really good way, you feel proud. If you know you're exercising and taking care of your body, you'll feel proud. And that proud feeling makes you feel more confident. It makes you feel happier. So that's the first thing, taking radical responsibility for how you for your health, for your well-being, and showing up in a way that is genuinely taking care of yourself, not to change how you look, not to change anything, but just to take care of yourself. Okay, form of self-care is to show up and do hard things. So that's the first thing. And the second thing was gratitude. Okay, so like I constantly thought, like I was like living in a state of lack. I constantly thought about what I don't have. I was constantly thinking about my skin so bad, my like I was just down about myself. So my skin's bad, my body's failing me. I haven't got kids, everyone else has got kids. I was feeling jealous of people. I was constantly focusing on goals that I hadn't achieved. Okay, so and like focusing on those things made me feel like I was not worthy because I hadn't achieved those things, and that I was only worthy of feeling happy if I had clear skin, if I managed to become a mom, and if I'd hit these crazy business goals that I've set for myself, which, I might never hit. And so like, I stopped focusing on what I don't have and started focusing on what I do have. I went through this phase, and I don't do it anymore, but on the days that I'm struggling, I sit and think about it. But I went through a phase of just every single day waking up and writing down things that I'm grateful for. And they weren't big things, they were tiny things. I'm grateful for this cup of coffee. I'm grateful for the sun shining through my window. I'm grateful for Kira, who I can sit and cuddle. I'm grateful for Kira for getting me out on a walk when I don't want to. I'm grateful for my body for allowing me to lift weights. I'm grateful for the girls in the gym. I'm grateful for Fran. I'm grateful for the cup he bought me at the weekend. Like, I'm grateful for this house that I live in. I'm grateful for the flowers. I'm grateful for the blossom. I'm grateful for the willow tree outside my house. Like, just going into the minute, like I'm grateful that I get to be an auntie. I'm grateful that I get a full night's sleep. I'm not a mum yet, but I'm grateful that I get a full night's sleep, because constantly mums tell me that they don't. And like, I remind myself of the things that are going well all the time. And that is how I feel happy and content in a life that isn't really what I thought it was going to be at this stage of my life. I still want to be a mum, and I spent years like down in the dumps about that, and I let it tear me down. And now, honestly, it's the weirdest feeling, because I still don't have what I want, but I'm happier now than I ever have been. And it's just because I'm so grateful for where I'm at. And I know that it's really, really hard, but you can want something and also be really, really grateful for where you are right now. And like, that's a choice. And I think it was just realizing that is a choice. I get to feel happy and content in my current situation because I choose to be. I choose to, be grateful for the things that I do have. If you really, really think about it, like I was even thinking about this before. I was like, even if you get everything that you want or everything that you think you want, you'll just move the goalposts. There's so many people in my situation who wish, so many people who have got kids who wish they could just have a full night's sleep. Obviously they don't want to give the kids back, no one ever does. Who wish they could just have a full night's sleep. And I'm like, I get to have that full night's sleep. I'm going to like appreciate that, because I don't get to have it. There's so many people who wish they could afford a house, and I get to live in a house that I love, in an area that I love. So many people who wish that they could get to the gym and they can't go to the gym because they are at home with their kids, or they're physically unable to because they are unwell. And I get to go to the gym, so I'm going to be grateful for that thing. And it's not toxic positivity. It's not walking around like, oh, everything's good, everything's happy. I have bad days. I have days where I'm like, why is this still not happening? And all I do to turn that like low mood around, to turn that little dip around, I just think, do you know what? That hasn't happened for me yet, but there is still so much to be grateful for. Life is really, really fucking good when you choose to focus on the things that are good. And if something is eating away at you that you're not happy about, what can you do to change it? If you're in a relationship that you're not happy with, end it. If you're in a job that you fucking hate, get a different one. Like, if it is within your control, do something about it. If it's not within your control, like, someone you love is really unwell and there's nothing you can do about it, all you can choose to do is to focus on the positive of them currently being here, the memories that you've had with them, the things that you can do with them. Like, that's just took like a dark turn, but you know what I mean? Like, we don't need to sit and wallow. We don't need to beat ourselves up. We get to choose to be happy. We get to choose to take care of ourselves. We get to choose to be grateful for the things that we do have. Life can be shit, but you can also be grateful in the same thought and in the same life. And so, yeah, like, just how I feel happy and content in myself, it's got nothing to do with how I look. It's got nothing to do with the dress size that I am. It's got nothing to do with that. And it's got everything to do with how I choose to show up. So do I genuinely take care of myself? Am I acting in alignment with living a healthy, happy life? Yes, if I'm doing them things, I feel good. If I'm not doing those things, I don't feel good. I don't feel proud of myself. I don't feel great. I'm like, oh, you like, I feel disappointed in myself. And so I don't feel content. And then I also, while striving for something that I'm really struggling to achieve, both in work and in personal life, I choose to be really grateful for what I do have. It is okay to want to lose weight, or to want to be a mum, or to want to achieve a certain financial goal, or to want a new house. It's okay to want for things, but don't let wanting for something take away today's joy. Like, you get to be happy today while working towards your goals. That completely changed my whole perspective of everything. Why would I take away today's joy, tomorrow's joy, the day after's joy? Why would I take away the next, however long it's going to take for me to become a mum? Why would I take away all that joy when I get to be happy now? I'm on that journey, but I still get to be happy with where I am now. I can be grateful for the sleep I get, grateful for the freedom I've got, grateful for the house I'm in, grateful for the calm, grateful for the quiet. I can be grateful for all those things while still really wanting something. So you can, even though you might want to lose fat, you can still be really grateful that your body was able to get yourself out of bed today to train. You can be really grateful for the nourishing food that you get to eat. You can be really grateful for your kids. You can be really grateful for your dog. You can be grateful for the sunshine. You can be grateful for your garden. You can be grateful for your husband, your mum, your nan. You can be grateful for everything. The drink that you drink, like the job that you've got, if that's something you're grateful for, someone making you laugh. And I just think, choose to focus on the things that are going to contribute to your life in a positive way, and like, try not to get bogged down in always, like, I don't know, like, not being happy. When you've got a goal, you don't have to beat yourself up to reach that goal. You actually get to the goal much smoother and much happier if you appreciate the process. So be grateful that you get to move your body, be grateful that you get to fuel your body well, and then be proud of yourself for those things. So feeling happy, feeling content, we took all sorts of tangents there, and I genuinely think it's a choice. I genuinely think you get to choose. If there is something that is really not making you happy and you are able to get out of that situation or change it, then change it. But if it's out of your control, if it's something that you can't really change right now of one decision, then just take care of yourself. Do what you need to do to maintain your self-care and focus on what you can be grateful for. Because I don't know, like, the world's a bit brighter. Nothing about my situation has changed. I'm still exactly where I was 5 years ago. How frustrating. But 5 years ago, I couldn't talk about any of this. Like, I was so like bogged down and like upset about it. Whereas now I'm like, do you know what? There's still so much good to come of life. There's still so much that I get to be grateful for, that I get to be happy about. And I don't have to sit in the pit. We don't need to beat ourselves up. We don't need to sit and self-loathe and self-pity. We could be like, you know what? Feel shit about this situation, but I'm still going to do what I need to do to take care of myself. And I'm going to be grateful for all of the things that are going well in life. So I don't know if that was helpful, and I don't know if that was along the line of the question that you wanted to ask, but that was kind of like therapy for me, so stick with that. That's me. I've rambled for 58 minutes. This was meant to be like 35, but it's now 58. Probably half an hour of me talking about that. If you have any questions, make sure you let me know. If you want to join the community, click the link in the show notes. And yeah, I look forward to all of your questions next week. Have a great week. Bye.